the woman with the porcelain neck. I decided to lay low for a little while, so to let the dust settle. The dame had paid me more than enough for a little holiday, so I spent 2 weeks on an island in the sun, drinking far too much, eating far too much, and generally trying to forget I existed. When I got back, things were pretty much as I'd left them. There were still bills to be paid and small jobs to be done, but nothing very satisfying. I'd read in the news that Christo had been released without charge, but the child had been reunited with his mother. Apparently, it was all one big misunderstanding, but I still felt it was wise to keep my eyes open. The Bulgarians might still want to take revenge. I sat at my desk wondering where to start, but the decision was made for me. The door swung open, and in walked the last person I expected to see, Christoph Georgiev. I didn't expect him to mete out retribution personally. Why hire Santa and deliver presents yourself? It didn't make sense, but my life seldom did. It's rude not to knock, I said, realizing that I was forever pointing out uncouth behavior. Christoph ignored my sarcasm and sat down uninvited. He stared at me. He was good, but I was better. I knew he'd blink first. "Mr. Archer," he said. "It's Mr. Stanley. Why could these jerks never remember a simple name?" Again, he ignored me. "I don't like you, but I've come to you because you're the best in the business. I need you to find a girl." "I thought you had lots of girls," I said, but again the sarcasm was brushed aside with contempt. "Louisa is missing, Mr. Stanley, and I want you to find her." "What's in it for me?" "I'll cover your expenses, Mr. Stanley, and if you find her, then you won't have to look over your shoulder every time you step outside this flea pit." Ha! What a cheek, I thought. My office was 20 times more classy than cupcakes. Christoph passed a photo of Louisa across the desk. I recognized her immediately. She was the woman with the porcelain neck, the girl who had tipped me off about the child's whereabouts. "Is she one of your girls?" I felt the last word with contempt, showing my distaste for the racket that Christoph ran. He nodded, but there was something in his eye that told me she was a little more special, that she stood out from the crowd. "How long has she been missing?" I asked. "About 3 weeks, he said. I did the calculations. I might have been the last person to see her. Or maybe one of Georgiev's goons had seen her talking to me and dished out his own punishment. Why come to me now?" "I lose girls all the time, Mr. Stanley. They run off home or some punter entices them away. But this one?" Again, his eyes told me all he needed to know. "How'd you know she's not run home?" I said. He shook his head, signaling he knew, but he was not about to tell me. "Why not the police?" Georgiev looked at me like I was stupid. I got it. She was an illegal, doing an illegal job. "I'll need full access," I said. "Full cooperation." Christoph looked at me, not comprehending. "Those goons at the club," I said, "and the girls, they all talk. No obstacles, no hurdles. You make it happen." Christoph nodded his agreement and stood up to leave. "Come to the club this afternoon. I'll prepare everything for you." And with that, he left. "It's rude not to say goodbye," I said to the empty space, and then looked down at the photo of the woman with the porcelain neck.